Welcome back. You're still tuned into Halftime Report on CNBC-TV18. As promised, we now invite the management of Techno Electric and Engineering to discuss the company's new initiative, its ultra-scalable hyper-density data centers business, to discuss the long-term opportunities here and, of course, outlook for 2023 as well. We are joined by PP Gupta, who is the MD at the company as well. Mr. Gupta, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, you do have big plans as far as the data center space is concerned, planning 250 megawatt of data centers. That's the capacity by FY30 across the country. Can you tell us what kind of investments are you planning to make here, and the Chennai data center that you are coming up with, when will that get commissioned?
Ma'am, we are targeting to commission Chennai data center by third quarter next year, by 23. As early as July is the target, but will not be later than September. And secondly, 250 megawatt we want to achieve by 2030, and the Capex outgo will be around 15,000 CR in this initiative.
Crore rupees. So how do you plan to fund it? Because it is a big amount. And what kind of rate of return are you expecting on this 15,000 crore of investment that you're making?
Ma'am, these are very high-end solutions with a multi-layered power arrangements in it. And generally the ROE or ROI is reasonably good. We expect around 15% plus minus will be the ROI in these investments. But definitely we'll be looking, we are very close to finalize a foreign partner in this initiative with us. And we are in a silent period with one of them. And definitely it will be jointly developed, but otherwise also we have on our balance sheet a cash of almost around 1,500 CR, cash or cash equivalents. We are debt free. We can go for QIP, we can raise debt. Right. So that is not a challenge, man.
15,000 crores you said, over how many years?
About 7 years.
About 7 years. So that's roughly, and that will be front loaded, back loaded? I mean, or it will be evenly spread across the 7 years?
If more or less you can say little backloaded, but of course it will be more or less evenly spread.
And you spoke about a foreign partner coming in. You are looking at a financial partnership or a strategic partnership? And I mean, what kind of terms are we talking about out here? Because if they are investing bulk of the money, that saves you the hassle of raising money, etc., right?
Absolutely right. It will be a strategic partner. Generally, the philosophy in this segment is that you generally have a data center accumulators, come operators who are close to users of high-density data centers, and they are used to their system, processes, culture. So it makes sense, you know, that these companies keep extending their horizons. And presently they are usually present in Southeast Asia,
right?
So they will become part of India too.
Okay.
And how do you plan to do these partnerships? Will it be on a piecemeal basis, say first with the Chennai data center, then another one with the Delhi, Maharashtra, Kolkata, or will you find one partner for the entire business? Will it be via a JV, or maybe you will give some equity to a partner in subsidiaries and unlock value there? I'm just trying to understand.
Presently, it will be each data center basis, but later on we may create a holdco after creating 3-4 data centers. And if somebody finding more larger comfort with us to be in JV, so we are okay with it. But presently it is all on a specific data center basis.
Okay. So, you know, I was just looking at an ICICI Securities report as well that, of course, data centers is a very small market right now if we compare it to the globe in India, around 138 in India versus around 2,600 that we have seen in the US as well. Out of that 138, how many data centers are you planning to come up with in the country?
It will be around 10 data centers, ma'am, of around 25 to 50 megawatt each, by and large. But our major, you see, the strength is in EPC. We want to prove to the market that we are capable of setting up data centers. So which we will be doing for ourselves as well as for the third party additionally.
Okay. So then how much do you think that can scale up your revenues by? You spoke about a 15% return on investment. When we are talking about this being a pie of your revenues, of course, EPC is the bigger chunk. If you're planning to do it for third party as well, how much can you scale it up to?
Almost we trust it will start with around a vertical of 500 CR per year, which ultimately grow to as big as 2000 CR over next 7-8 years per year.
Okay, and what about the other parts of your business? I mean, Afghanistan, you had some receivables from there. You said the project's still in limbo. Can you give us a sense of if there's any clarity on that one?
You see, the project is nearly 90% complete. It is unfortunate that the change of government happened and the present regime is not acceptable to the lenders like World Bank ADB. Our project was also funded by World Bank. So that way we do not see risk because it is not catering only to Afghanistan, but to the whole of Central Asia there. It includes Pakistan, Tajikistan, Kazakhstan. So I'm sure someday they will like to complete the scheme because it is a high-end scheme of 500 kV, which includes other companies from India also, like KEC, KPTL, and many more. So we are hopeful of completion of that scheme. But at the moment, timeline is difficult to give.
So, Mr. Gupta, what kind of amount is stuck here in that particular project?
That is around 40 CR, ma'am.
40 CR. Okay. All right. So that's about the receivables part. The last order book that you had spoken to us about in Q2 was around 2100 crore rupees. 3600 crore rupees. And right now you recently won an order of around 2100 crore rupees. What is the order flow looking like? How has Q3 been so far in terms of order inflow? And in Q4, is there an expectation of that? Is there an expectation that high margin orders will flow in for the company?
Absolutely, ma'am. You see, Techno have never believed in to be the biggest or largest, but we are very focused on our bottom line and give complex solutions at a value-added solutions, which should show healthy bottom line. So we are already at a order backlog first time in our history of 4,000 CR, which do not include data center order in it. If we take that, then it is almost 5,000 CR. So we still expect in the last quarter also we should book a business of another no less than 1,000 CR and close this year with the order backlog of 5,000 CR, which over next 2-3 years are seeming very bright. I think the worst is behind us now because of COVID or commodity rise cycle or government's own uncertainties in power sector programs. So huge things are being rolled out by the government. Like RDSS scheme as well as data.
Right. And what about FGDs? The FGD opportunity, I mean, it was...
is equally used, sir. FGD opportunity also. Now, government is serious to close all the schemes by 2026 and meet Kyoto, these Paris protocols by 2030. And we are seeing now traction from private sector coming to us.
So, Mr. Gupta, the only issue with FGDs earlier was we have been going ahead of the norms, the pollution norms or the emission norms for thermal power plants, because they all said that, okay, this is a higher costing product and that's why not a lot of demand was coming for FGDs. Do you think that trend has reversed and there is an idea or there is a possibility of repeat orders of FGDs across power plants?
Ma'am, you see, in between there were both kind of challenges. Firstly, the very private sector, power sector developers were not sure of the pass-through tariff on account of these investments. Then the Capex got impacted due to commodity cycle, which has now stands corrected quite a bit. So we are back to the cycle of now 60-65 CR per megawatt in a supercritical solutions. And it may be a little high in the lower capacity stations. So they are quite affordable now. We are back to 1920 cycle in FGD solutions now. So I'm sure that the next 2-3 years will be quite an opportunity in this sector. Around 80 gigawatt is yet to be ordered on retrofitting of these solutions.
Right.
And secondly, we are also able to optimize costs by layout improvements, by further optional use of the materials which are used in corrosion applications.
So Mr. Gupta, all these things being so optimistic, are they priced in the 25% compounding guidance that you've given, or these are over and above that, and that number itself can go higher by a couple of percentage points?
It will go higher, sir, because again, the orders intake happened this year could not take off much as expected. So it will all roll over to next year. So next year, we can definitely see a upcycle of 40%, 35-40% in our top line.
All right.
And same will be in the year 24-25. But ma'am, I wish to say, मेरे मन की बात जैसे हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर कहते हैं कई बार, हमने इलेक्ट्रिसिटी एक्ट बनाया था मैम बेसिकली टू गिव टू एम्पावरमेंट टू द कंज्यूमर्स कि उसको चॉइस ऑफ सप्लायर मिलेगा, he will have a choice of his supplier and there will be open access. I still regret many a time that both these are not in place. And I'm sure our government will do something on it going forward. Their RDSS scheme is well thought of scheme. Smart metering is a good idea for them. Losses they want to control, but I think they need to look on the choice to the consumer by inducting alternate suppliers or distributors of power, so that technology and innovation like IT or telecom becomes a way of life in power sector also.
Okay. Point taken, Mr. Gupta, and important points made by you as well on the policy front as well. So we take that point, and thank you so much for joining us and wishing you a great 2023 as well. And you do have some prospects coming up for you as well in the company.
I also wish my viewers very, very happy New Year.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, that's the word coming in from Techno Electric and Engineering. They have actually raised their growth guidance as well. From 25%, they now expect growth to be around that 40% mark now. Time for a break. Prakash Gaba will join in with some trading strategies on the other side. Stay tuned.